We are live.
So we are.
We are live.
We live?
Yep.
I ain't so sure how I like that windshield.
No. No. We got 3 people. 7 people.
We're gonna have 107 here in a minute.
Are we?
I don't know. You got to be positive.
We might.
Got up to 17. Turn my
Ringer
my
off.
raggedy ringer off here
Yeah, me too.
before we get going. Rusty Hooks Live is now. Dun 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 dun. Uh-oh.
Thought you.
Turn the volume down.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
Bridges are going to be bad going home.
Where's that at?
That's nowhere near where we're going.
Oh, okay.
Ogden Road.
Never heard of it.
It's out in the country in Rock Hill. 33 people.
Dalton Dowdy. What's up, Dalton?
Brandon.
Brandon. We live. Tim Kelly. What's up, Tim? All right. We might as well go on and get this show on the road. Kind of go over what's happened. The last, let's see, because
Canceled last week.
there was not a. Why didn't we podcast last
Well,
week?
you were gone.
I was in Arkansas duck hunting.
Brandon's son
Gotcha.
was sick, and
Brandon wants to know, did you share it around?
I shared it some. Brandon, you can share it more. Mike Barber wants to know how many ducks you hit.
Mike, I killed 1 duck in 3 days in Arkansas.
I saw a post from somewhere that there are no ducks in Arkansas.
That's not true. There were just no ducks where we were at, I think. But we still had a really good time.
They stick you in a gar hole.
I just think we got some young, inexperienced hunters is probably the best way to put it.
Guides or hunters?
The guides.
There you go.
But we had a really good time. Got to hang out with Todd and Hayden and Steve and Steven, Todd's business partner and his kid. They are, it's a good time with them anyway, I can tell you that.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyway, how many shells? Mike? 1.
1 shot, 1 kill.
1 shot, 1 kill.
Mm.
I chased duck shells all around I don't know, I bought some in Cherryville from Great Outdoors, and I bought some at Max Prairie Wings in Arkansas.
Boy, I bet those were high.
Nah, they're actually pretty cheap. And the only thing I wound up shooting was what I took with me. So I got some for next year. I'm good to go.
There you go.
Hayden says inexperience is an understatement. Hayden, don't forget me on the basketball tickets.
Well, what?
My wife, Hayden, has his girlfriend, I think, has some Carolina, Virginia Tech basketball tickets. My wife, graduated from Carolina, so she's having a heart attack to go. So
I got you.
we're going to make that happen. Anyway, enough about the duck hunting. All I know before we dive into the fishing was, who watched the Cowboys lose last night?
I went to sleep.
Who watched the Cowboys lose? That's all I want to know.
I don't know.
Tim Teague, what's up? I bet Tim didn't watch the Cowboys lose. He's a
No,
Panthers fan, so his season ends early.
real early. They ended when they signed a contract with Newton. Again.
Golly. Paid him $10 million. For what?
Well, they wanted to bring fashion back to the Carolinas. So
How'd that work out?
They brought fashion back.
They should have just got the Island Boys. That's about it.
I don't know. It seems like the Island Boys are about to wind themselves in a world of trouble, too.
I seen that one get beat up on Instagram a while ago.
I don't know.
Old girl had him buy whatever them things are comes out of his head. She had him buy one of them back behind the seat.
Oh, man.
Oh, but anyway, I guess where you want to start at?
Where do you want to start? I'm here.
Well, I mean, we could start with the 1v1, or we could start with
the weather.
tournaments around this past weekend.
Whatever you want to start with, sir.
Man,
I'm just behind a computer.
oh Lord.
Hey, how high?
Dylan probably did. I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, he probably
I
did.
wouldn't. He hung out with them, all right. Anyway,
Sometimes I wonder if he is one.
he might be an island. He's probably closer to island girl.
Man,
Gotta mess with him a little
I
bit.
thought we were gonna keep it nice and friendly.
It is friendly. Gotta mess with him a little bit. He'll be talking trash here in a minute.
I know this. This weather stinks.
The weather's horrible. For anybody that don't know, it snowed. All right, that's enough of that crap. All right, let's go with the tournament results from round for the weekend.
I froze all Wiley.
I told you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, tell me how the tournament went. Who won? Who finished second?
Corey Stone got the net Nick's fish.
I mean, y'all had a whopping 8 votes.
We did.
You think that you guys would just give this mess up and go to Norman? That's where the money's at.
I'm still running on 3 wheels, sir. I'm running on 3 wheels.
So, all right, once you get your trailer fixed, are you telling me that you're going to start going to Norman some?
I
I mean, the winter trail's almost over.
no, I'm not worried about that. I'm actually thinking I might venture down to Murray. I might try to put a little effort into CBCs this year instead of just show and go.
That's probably a good idea.
Then again, I'm not sure there's any point because I'm going to spend some of the year with you on the road.
Yeah, but will it be during CBC times? Probably not.
No, I think I was actually looking at that the other night. I don't think my first travel tournament with you is till like June.
Yeah, CBC is usually over about May.
Yeah, but I got April's going to be hectic because I got to go to Smith Lake, which I need to ride over. I want to ride over there and go look around and see what's up.
Gotcha.
They say it's a white jig lake, and man, y'all seen I can barely throw a jig around regular docks, much less floats or pontoons.
You need to hone your skills a little bit.
I was hoping I'd have a teacher help me get geared into it.
You can't teach somebody who won't listen.
Hey, I listen. I've changed up some tactics on Wiley, and it's helping.
Oh.
No, Nick and Corey won with 13:03.
That's been about the normal weight for the win this
when
year.
You catch a 4:29 and a 3.5 to go with it, it kind of
that helps.
It helps. I finished second, came up short 10:92, I think it was. I had a 388 and about a 50-pound blue cat.
You've been in business in a catfish tournament.
Yeah, it scared me. I threw crankbait up on a little rock pile, made about 4 cranks, and it slammed it, and I leaned, and it went limp, and I started winding, and it just kept on going.
Mm.
But I did get it back, got my crankbait, took a little surgery.
Now let's talk about that little crankbait here for a minute. I know that you and I both have been playing with that chick magnet a good bit.
Boy, oh boy.
Was that what you were throwing?
Boy, I'm just gonna tell you that crankbait's a game changer. Really and truly, I've thrown a lot of crankbaits like you've thrown a lot of crankbaits. How many crankbaits do you throw nowadays that they call and it's in their throat?
They eat it.
Every fish I've caught on it's been in their pinchers. Had to do surgery just to get the bait back.
Yeah.
If you haven't gotten them, you need to go get some. That Strike King Chick Magnet is very, very good.
Why is Taylor Watkins calling me in the middle of the podcast?
He might be watching. He might be wanting to send some Smith Lake tips or something to somebody. I don't know. Doesn't he live over that way somewhere?
He lives over at Chickamauga.
No, it's a couple hours away.
Close to no, I take that back. He lives closer to Loudon than he does Chickamauga, but he's at Chickamauga. A good
I
bit.
got you.
Yeah.
But no, I like what I see with it. OG Slim came up short. I'm sorry, Ott.
I'm not.
It was a good effort, but you can do better.
I think I think that chick magnet's everything that the OG Slim wants to be.
I agree. 100% I agree.
And it's just now, I don't
Getting
know,
time.
it's just now getting time. The water is finally gotten cold enough to where that's going to be a player. I mean, a serious player.
Well, so what's funny or odd to me was going out Friday, putting a boat in the water. Just, I wanted to go see what the water clarity was, water temperature. After it being chilly all week last week, the water was 52 degrees.
Whew.
It would not break the 40.
I bet it's not now. After the snow and this drain and this runoff coming in, no. It's going to go.
Yeah, but with the color, the sunlight hitting that color really warms it back up during the day.
It still ain't going to be above 48, I bet you.
It may not.
I mean, which is good, really.
No, I know. I'm ready for it to get cold and get some fish off the bottom and get fish suspended for a little while.
I don't understand why these fish are sucked to the bottom. That's just, I mean, out there deep like that, I don't get it.
30 plus foot, and there are
Yeah.
acres of them.
Crazy. Rolling on Murray today, water was spraying over the road. Did the wind blow that hard, Ronnie, or is it just that high?
The wind blew today.
Did it?
Yeah, I noticed it this morning. It was humming pretty good.
I got you. Well, at Norman, I didn't fish any this weekend. I kind of took the weekend off just to kind of start getting my stuff ready to go out of town to Rayburn. So that's kind of what I did all weekend. But at Norman, the hook setters, I think Mike Stevens won it with 14 and change. I'm not sure who won Chronister's Winter Trail
I didn't even see
tournament.
it posted.
Chronister's, I didn't either come to think of it. But I do know 15 pounds won. I don't know who won. I know Jonathan Foster and his son finished second.
You know what? Maybe I did see it posted. Hang on a second. I will find it. Continue. I know Jason Land canceled because Sunday was
Yep.
lackluster at best on the
Yep.
weather.
Jason Land made the call of the year by canceling, not wanting anybody to, get out of their house while the snowmageddon was going on.
I did want to bring up the fact that he's going to give points to everybody because of him canceling the tournament and there not being time to make it up. So if you were having to fish all of them out to make the final, you're going to get points because he canceled instead of you didn't show up.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not arguing Jason's judgment call on that. That's his deal. But Jason runs a really good trail, and I would.
No points, just credit.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But again, you still it counts as one.
Cast cray baits are in the. Never heard of that.
Matt Wesley, if you make them, we'll be more than happy to take a look at them. Just send me a message and we'll shoot you an address. I can't even find Chronister's post.
He might not have posted it. I don't know. But we well, I guess we don't know while we're David's still looking. And let's don't worry about it, man. It's all good. It's killing me.
What?
Anyway, who got snowed in? Did anybody get snowed in?
That's January 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He hadn't posted
No,
it.
he hadn't posted it.
He's slipping.
Mike, yes, this is a bass fishing group. Who got snowed in?
I was just asking anybody if they happen to have gotten snowed in.
I did not, obviously.
I didn't either. I've been in the house all weekend. I had to get out today, man.
Yeah.
My wife, she said, "You're going to go down there today?" Oh, yeah.
Robert Deal. That's right. I did see that.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Robert, to you and Grayson. Good job. What did you guys have? I heard it was 15 something. Is that correct? It came past next to my draw.
I guess that's God's way of telling you need to put a brush pile in.
Golly. 1576. That's awesome. Almost 16 pounds. It's a great bag, especially off of Lake Norman.
We got people in Ohio.
Ohio. That's right. Cincinnati. Bengals.
I'm telling
They
you.
pulled it off. Slapped the Raiders around. I called that one, though, I got to say.
I think your call may be right on the whole shooting match.
I'm telling you, they're peaking at the right time. I'm not a Bengals fan, but I'm telling you, they are peaking at the right time.
Wouldn't that be something? Joe Burrow's national championship straight to.
No, he didn't do last year because he got injured. He had it tore his ACL.
2 years into a Super Bowl. That'd be pretty cool.
Matthew Lewis, how many guys fishing these tournaments are sitting on one spot for 2 hours? I'm just going to tell you this, Matthew. This from my experience fishing Lake Norman. If you sit in one spot on Lake Norman for 2 hours, I'm not saying that you're not going to win, but I will say that your chances greatly diminish. Just for the simple fact is, unless you happen to get lucky and find some fish schooling or something, especially this time of year, the fish tend to be spread out. I think after this, the cold, I think you're going to see them start grouping up now on the bait and all that good stuff. You know, it may be happening already. I haven't fished a tournament up there in a couple weeks now because like I said, I was in Arkansas last week, and then this week I just didn't fish. And, excuse me. But they should be doing it by now. If not, it should be really close. I hope that didn't confuse you.
Well, you can sit on the. Oh boy,
We still them boys, yeah. You them boys, all right.
You can sit on one spot for 2 hours if it's being productive. I mean, I've seen it here at Wiley.
But it's not like that at Norman. The fish don't group up that much.
Even on those deep places where.
Ask Mike Stevens. He'll tell you. Ask him how many spots he rotates a day.
Oh, I prefer not to ask Mike those questions. He gets real. He gets all shook up and shady when you start asking about deep fish on Norman.
He does. I know, but it's okay. It's all right.
I mean, I found a spot here on Wiley that they are slap loaded on, and they've been beat so hard you about can't catch them.
Yep. Well, eventually what's going to happen is they're just going to leave.
Yep. Yeah. It's just throw the dart at the next spot and hope you're right.
That's right. All right. So now we got that covered. So now I guess we need to handle the 1v1 thing.
I get your autograph.
You get my autograph.
Man.
It's all right. Congratulations to David for winning the 1v1 at Moss Lake. I don't even know what you had because we didn't have any scales. It really didn't matter because I only had 2 little rats.
I would have liked to. I would have liked to have known. I figure it was in the 12.
That's what I
range.
figured. 12 and a half, just by looking at what you had. But we need to thank.
Tim T told you what to do.
Yeah, whatever. But we do need to thank Tim Teague, and David's dad for going and sitting there in the painful.
It was chilly.
Cold. It was pretty cold that morning.
It was chilly.
But thank you guys for going out there with us and running the cameras and keeping David honest. We all know how that is. He's known to be shady. But no,
I'm not shady.
I'm just kidding.
No, I can't help what camera people do.
Yep. And appreciate everybody that watches, keeps up with us on that. Had some guys come in the shop today, and I was talking to him, and he says, "You fished that 1v1 at Moss Lake last week, didn't you?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You got beat bad."
Yes, sir.
I said, "Yes, sir, I did," but it happens.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Oh man, but I hope everybody enjoys watching that stuff as much as I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun to be able to talk to you guys and interact with you, and then people come into the store and
I'm gonna go ahead and
people come in the store and talk about it. You know, it lets us know that people are actually watching and kind of keep up with what we're doing. It's a good time. It's a good time for all of us, and it's fishing's fishing. You win some, you lose some. It's all good. I had a good run. I had the belt for about a year, maybe a little longer.
Well,
And
you sat on the belt.
no, I didn't sat on it.
Well, nobody challenged. And
Well, there you go. I mean, I'll get another shot at it. You know, it's all good. But see, I could just say that I just dumped the belt. I could be like Ric Flair and just say I just dumped the belt because I'm not going to be here to defend it for a while.
See, that's kind of what I have figured.
I mean,
When I pulled into the buoy and you come out to me and then left out, I'm like, is he really doing this for the amount of fish that were in there?
you come in and you bogarted my hole. You poached my hole. You poached the only place in the entire lake where there was a concentration of fish. I mean, I knew that, but that's okay. It's all good.
Hey, you can fish side by side.
No, I shouldn't have to. There's 2 boats on the whole lake.
There were more than that.
There were 2 boats on the whole lake.
No, because
you want to come in there and fish where I was at. The only reason you came in there was because Todd had called beforehand and you seen that spot. That's the only reason. If it hadn't been for that, you'd never found it.
Really?
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. Well, it's your lie. You tell it how you want to. Matter of fact, I think the words you said is well, I had a guy pull up on me on my best stretch across the way there. There was a local boat in there.
Yep.
And he had been throwing spinner bait and was whining about not getting bit.
Who? That guy?
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
He said,
so you got information from him too?
Nope.
God, well, how'd you know he's throwing spinner bait?
He
whining about not getting bit.
Watch the video.
See, there we go.
He pulled by the boat.
I knew it was shady.
I had already pulled out the shaky head and caught 2. So sometimes you just gotta throw a worm.
Sometimes you just gotta throw a worm. That's right.
So Tim Teague, that was for you, buddy.
Oh man, it's all good. But yeah, congratulations to you, man. You did a good job. That's right, Gary. You tell him.
Come on, Gary.
Oh gosh. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign this belt so we can put it back up.
Flip it over so you're at least the same direction as everybody else. There you go.
It's over here like this.
I think everybody started signing it upside down to begin with. We need to recap who all's on there.
Oh. Let's see. Who is on here?
You got Scott Hamrick.
Scott, you beat Hamrick to begin with. Then you beat Seawright to begin with.
And then I think Dylan Falk signed one.
Then you beat Dylan Falk. Didn't you beat Dylan Falk?
I did out here.
Then you lost to Jason Land.
Yep.
At Baden.
Mm-hmm.
Jason then lost
to Sab,
who has the ugliest sticker in the world, by the way. Then I went to Lake Murray on his home lake, let him throw Alabama rig, and slapped his punk behind around.
Yep.
What else happened? I beat Josh.
Which he didn't ever sign it.
No, he didn't sign it. Anyway, to make a long story short, you beat me, so now you, sir, are the champ. Where am I going to sign at?
I mean, there's plenty of room all around there.
That looks like a good spot right there. I'll get a rematch. There you go.
There it is.
There it is. Everybody.
It has been
Everybody?
officially signed.
Everybody.
All right. So we're gonna let this one ride over here.
All right. So now we're taking care of that.
All right. So Jason Land has proposed a 2v2, one on Baden, then one on Wiley, and one on Norman for team belts.
Good God, that's 3 tournaments.
That is.
What does it say? I ain't saying Shane threw it, but in my opinion, he didn't show it live. Well, all I'm going to say is this, Mike. He beat me. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to leave it at that. He beat me. And that's the God's honest truth. He beat me. Whatever happens, he beat me. I mean, it's like I said when I was throwing that stupid worm. I feel like I'm giving up. And every time I do that, I feel like I'm giving up. I'm sorry for you guys that love a shaky head. I personally think it sucks. It's like, I mean, to me, it's really like giving up. There's a situation to throw that shaky head. If you're fishing for points, something like that, yeah, you got to. When you fishing heads up for trying to catch Bubba, you ain't got to. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This time, I happen to get beat by it. It's okay. I'm good with that. Because next time, that stupid thing ain't going to play.
You're right. I mean, you're 100% correct.
That's just part of it. It's
if
okay.
you show
It's all
up, if you show up at Wiley or Norman, if you're fishing shaky head, 9 times out of 10 you're beat.
That's right.
There's that one in a million that's what it takes.
Like I said, and I'm that guy that I tell everybody I've been beat by David and I've been beat by Kevin Van Dam. It don't matter. Losing's losing. It's the same in the end. And I'm gonna go down doing my thing. This year on the national scene, you're probably not gonna see me do that as much. You're going to see me with that stupid worm in my hand more so than you ever have, because I'm so hard-headed that I finally realized that sometimes you just got to do that in a point situation. And with that being a point situation, you cannot come in without a limit. That's just the way it works.
I mean, Brian Thrift has made a very good living using a worm.
Look at John Cox.
I'm not taking anything away from his skills otherwise.
No, absolutely not.
You have to give it credit where credit's due. John Cox has kicked everybody's rear ends with a wacky worm.
He's a wacky worm. I'll tell you two other guys that have made a career off a wacky worm is David Dudley and Jacob Prosnick. They have made a career on a wacky worm.
I mean, if it's good for 13 pounds a day, every
tournament
you
exactly
go to,
right.
That's a top 20 finish.
That's
period.
a top 20 finish, and it gets you in the Classic every year.
And it's not you'll put your fishing that way. You put yourself in position for the glamour of the final day and for the comeback story and so on and so forth. But if part of it is knowing where to throw it and when to throw it and how to throw it.
I agree with that.
So
that's a true statement.
I mean, I've said it for years. You need 2 rods when you go fish as a pro. You need a shaky head and you need top water, and that's all you need. and I mean, really, how many tournaments is it other than Florida? How many tournaments is it really different? If you sat down,
it's really not. I mean, the shaky head and the wacky worm. Me personally, I like throwing a wacky worm. I do not like throwing a shaky head.
But sometimes you got to mix it up. A flick shake works as well.
A flick shake, especially when you go somewhere like Smith Lake in Alabama, this predominantly spotted bass. Dude, I've seen 10-inchers caught and I've seen 5-pounders caught on it.
I don't throw just a wacky worm with just a hook. I throw a flick shake 99% of the time. Might be a 16th ounce flick shake, but I like to be able to fish it a little faster.
Yeah.
You flick it in there, let it sink, wiggle it once or twice, and then get it out of there and go to the next one.
That's right, John. That's exactly right. Jason, you're right. I mean, I've always been a jig guy, and most of the tournaments that I do well in, the jig plays somewhere in there. Hopefully this year it plays a lot. But there again, if I've come to the realization that you just can't live and die by that thing anymore. You got to mix it up a little bit, and if that's what you got to do to be competitive, that's just what you got to do.
I'll tell you what really gave it away to me this year with the worm was I fished the BFL in the fall down here, and I'm fishing for 5 bites a day. Okay, you're going to win. I picked up a buzzbait and a jig, and that's what I did and went to it. My co-angler was flipping what he called a power Ned.
What?
Yeah, it was like a 4-inch Senko on a Ned head with a weed guard. And I'm thinking to myself, that's nothing more shaky head would expose to it.
Souped up shaky head, yeah.
Yeah, and he's throwing around pole and he's catching fish left and right.
Off the poles.
And I'm throwing a jig in the same place and not getting bit.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. And I didn't back up in the BFL. I just died with it. Now the Federation tournament came around. Co-angler picked up a wacky worm and caught one. I'm like, you ain't doing this to me again. So I pulled my little spinning rod out and started flipping my little shaky head around and ended up 14 and some change. And now I'm headed to Smith Lake to go figure it out.
That's right. Hey, while we got everybody on here, we're talking about shaky heads. What is everybody's favorite shaky head? Brand, hook size. Let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, that kind of wasn't what we had planned to talk about tonight, but since we're going down this road, let's just go ahead and go.
I mean, for me, I throw 2 shaky heads. One is a little 3/16 ounce. I throw Queen's Tungsten. It's easy to get a hold of. It's got a good shape. It skips well on a spinning rod. And then I also throw a 1/4 or 3/8 ounce football head with a larger worm, whether it be a Senko or.
Now, do you think a 3/8 makes a difference versus? Because I know you go to places like High Rock and things like that. People tend to throw a really really light one. I mean, I've seen it all the way down to 1/16 of an ounce.
I'm not going that. I'm not going that particular with it.
But why not?
I mean, I mix up between a 1/4 and 3/8, and it's just depending on what water depth and what line size, really.
6 cents on a 1/4 ounce wide gap. Man, this caught 16 pounds of Norman. He might know what he's talking about.
I mean, yeah. Green Pumpkin Bizbait. Danny Gibson. The only thing, and John Martin, I know you're on here, and I'm not shooting this worm in the foot because it's a great worm. But if they made the Bizbaits worm, what is it?
Which one?
Busy Diamond.
Yeah.
If it was made in a softer plastic, it would be a lot, but your hookup ratio would go up a lot higher.
Well, that's why I ask. So we got some answers coming in. That's why I ask about hook size. Everything that I've been hearing lately, what little bit I've been reading about shaky head and stuff, that the one by Gamakatsu's got Shin Fukai on it.
The trickster head.
Yeah.
It's a good head.
I've heard a lot of things about that, and also one of the huge debates on shaky head is screw coming out of the head or rigging on the shank.
So for me, I prefer the screw lock head because the worm lays a lot better, and when you go to skipping it stays a lot better.
All right, but now on the flip side of that, we were talking a while ago about Dudley.
Mm-hmm.
I watched David Dudley and I watched Brett Ayler both rig it up to shank.
Thomas Richmond for years he had shakyheads.com.
Yeah.
He's made every kind of shaky head under the sun. And a guy that is friends with Thomas that I fished one of my first BFLs with as a co-angler, James Buchanan. I'm sure you've seen him running around. And he fishes a shaky head a lot. He throws a 3/16 pro model shaky head, which is on, you rig it on the shank.
Yeah.
And he catches fish. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm asking because I'm trying to. That's probably my weakest point of my whole fishing game is this thing here. That's kind of one of the reasons I ask for people's opinion. You get everybody's this, that, and the other, and
I don't know that worm threaded on the shank, screw lock. I don't know if that matters when it comes to getting bites. I think more getting bites comes with presentation, the amount of time you let it soak, how fast you fish it. I mean, sometimes it's slow.
I mean, I agree with that. But I don't think that the screw thing versus rigging it on the shank of the hook has anything to do with getting bites. I think that is more so your hookup ratio.
But even still, for me, the screw gets the worm off the hook. Okay, they bite, the hook penetrates through the worm. That worm can slide all the way down the hook. With it on the shank, you shove all that worm together. How much of the shank is it used up by worm?
Well, that's where like that what'd you call that thing? See, I can't even remember the name of it. We just talked about it.
The what?
The
Trickster
the
head?
trickster head. It has a hook keeper on it, on the shank.
It does. I've got a pack over there. We can look at it, analyze it. The only thing that I saw with it is there's a space between the head and that keeper.
Spot remover. Like the spot remover for me. That was one of the first shaky heads I ever seen.
See, the spot remover's good. I just don't like it because when you throw that flat surface in a brush pile, it tends to get hung up.
Does it?
It does. I have severe problems getting a spot remover through a brush pile. Maybe I'm just a ding dong. I've been accused of that before. This whole shaky head thing's new to me.
It's very new to me, but I'm going to have to figure it out.
I mean, Wiley's, with all the spotted bass that come into Wiley, it catches fish.
Right.
And sometimes you have to catch 30 fish to keep going to get that big bite.
Yes, Danny. I watched Saturday when I was sitting at home rigging my crap. I watched the MLF thing that was at Wateree, and yeah, Ayler was throwing it. Looked like a little bitty shaky head, a little bitty hook, or a rig, I guess you'd say, with a looked like a Senko, some type, probably a 4-inch Senko, I would imagine. But I don't know. So there's another guy with a spot remover
and a double ringer. Now, granted, he just said it doesn't like wood, but it's good for rock, which I can see.
You're not throwing worm, what did it say? Why wouldn't you just go Texas rig with your shaky head worm? Mike, that's a great question, but I will tell you this. A Texas rig worm and a shaky head fall different.
They fall different, and a shaky head tends to stand up and sit different than a Texas rig.
Yeah, Hayden, you know that I am on doing the podcast. They send them in the basketball tickets.
I mean,
I'll get with you when I get off here.
A Texas rig is going to lay flat most of the time. The weight is designed to lay flat. With a shaky head, it's going to help the worm stand up. Now, I don't know. I mean, I haven't put all these worms in the water that I throw to see what, like a robo worm works really well. What's it look like underwater? I don't know. Never tried to look at it, figure it out.
The only one that I know stands up is the Dizzy Diamond. I know for a fact it stands up.
It does. Big Bites, Squirrel Tail stands up.
Does it?
Worm looks ridiculous, but they bite it.
It is kind of a dumb looking worm.
It looks ridiculous, but they bite it. It's another one that, I mean, it's hanging on the walls. Guys, guys laugh at it, but it works. If you want to catch fish, it's a good worm to go throw. Gary White, I agree. Ball head's good. I like football head. I mean, it's just, they're one and the same, essentially.
Now, are we throwing it primarily on a spinning rod, or are we throwing it primarily on a bait caster, or is it a mix and match?
I'm mix and match. I mean, it really depends on the situation. What worm, really, more so than anything. If I'm throwing a larger worm, I throw it on a bait caster. If I'm throwing a slender worm, I'll throw it on a spinning rod.
Original Zoom trick worm will stand up. Okay.
I mean, a trick worm on a shaky head, I'll throw it on a spinning rod. I feel like I can skip it better.
Yeah.
A bait caster, if you got a large profile worm, it'll skip just fine.
Shaky. He shut that site down, didn't he, Thomas? ShakyHeads.com. Didn't he shut that site down?
I know he was talking, but he said he was done fooling with. I hadn't talked to Thomas in over a year. I have no idea.
Baitcaster, 12-pound fluoro. Any deeper than 20, I'll go to spinning with braid. Whew, I couldn't imagine throwing that little old thing 20 foot deep.
It works. Unfortunately,
I'd probably fall asleep.
I had a conversation with, of all people, Jason Quinn about it.
A shaky head?
And he said, you know, all these guys that want to go fish deep, blah, 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 blah. He said, really and truly, you take a 8th-ounce shaky head on a spinning rod, and if you can have the patience to get it down there, you'll probably catch the biggest fish because they don't ever see it.
See, but if I'm going to go do that, I'd rather throw a drop shot.
But that worm's that far off the bottom.
It don't matter. Don't matter at all.
Does it? Does it not?
I don't think it does. Yeah, somebody says he shut it down. It's stocked up on them. I've talked to Steve about that, Jeff. I actually, Steve gave me some of his shaky heads a couple years ago before a big tournament I had.
Do you still have them?
No, I lost them all. One at a time, not at yeah. I know Steve. Steve's a he throws his own baitcaster a lot of times, and he's been really, really consistent this year, especially in the winter trail up here. He and Seawright, and I'm sure that's played a part for him. I don't really know, but we all try to get better. You know, we all try to help each other. I hope we're able to help some of y'all, and right now y'all are helping me. So
I'll get you a shaky head box rigged up tomorrow, little buddy.
you just get that rod done over there.
You're gonna need that rod for sure if you start talking about this.
Yeah, you just true jig guy. Oh gosh. I don't know about that, Jody. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
So I prefer a 5/0 hook in my shaky head. Just
But why?
not 5/0, a needle like a not a jig hook. I'm talking like a needle point.
Got him. Oh, Jason's rough on you.
Listen, at least I don't look like the Tiger King's all I can say.
Tiger King.
You got Tiger King, you got Cecil. What else y'all got rolling around up there in Norman?
Man, I don't know. But what is that? 3/8 ounce straight, 3 or 4 all hook. Oh, we're talking. Okay.
Mustad makes a 5/0, like a medium wire or light wire hook. That I throw on my shaky head.
Tim Kelly's calling you out.
Tim Kelly, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. We got to have a moment to regroup.
Now he's dodging you, Tim.
I'm not dodging. I'm just saying we got one individual that's down. We got one that's leaving. Unfortunately, it can't be a matter of you and I just go fishing. If it was, then I'd probably just take you out to Wiley right now and get this behind me.
Ooh.
But no, we gotta have a moment to get it together and practice. I don't know about all that.
He's gonna take off to practice? Are you kidding me?
There's no, oh Lord, here we go. That's it, Jody. 32.798. That's the one.
Is that the hook you have?
Mm-hmm. I'm pour you up some tomorrow.
Oh God, you gonna do it outside?
Maybe.
You can't be pouring lead in here.
No, fire marshal might not approve.
Oh yeah, Tim, he's bobbing and weaving already.
I'm not bobbing and weaving. I'm still running on 3 wheels. Like I said, we got no camera peoples.
Yeah. Well, I'll be gone for 2 weeks, then I'll be back for a little while.
Yep. Just go to Wiley and get it over with. Why would I let you out that easy?
I don't blame you. I'd make him come here too.
I mean, come on up here Saturday. Let's see where you're at.
You can there you go. You can practice.
That way, there's a little skin in the game.
What are y'all doing Saturday? Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that, bud.
XL Winter Trail, and the bounty's gonna be on Nick and Corey.
Since they won this past week.
Well, since Lee was looking for somebody to be a bounty and ran out of ideas, so I just threw him one.
Is he back?
Lee? Yeah, he's back. I'm not running any more tournaments. I'm done with that game.
Did you get your scales fixed?
Nope, all of them are broken. I gotta.
Good Lord.
We're gonna have to send them. We're gonna have to send them off.
Bring them up here. We'll send them off. We'll box them up, send them off tomorrow.
All right. Anyway, so that's that. What kind of tips would you give these guys on snow runoff?
Oh Lord. I don't really know. I mean, man, I got shaky head on my mind. There you go.
I'd have to spend the whole week on Monticello practicing. I've never seen it, Tim.
Got a tournament on Kiowee in 2 weeks. Zach, Kiowee is a different animal.
Go fish the ditches.
Yeah, that's where they're gonna be. The drains and the ditches.
If you leave out of the bottom ramp, I don't know where you're out of.
Most of them go out from down there at the park.
The second pocket on the right, I think it is there's a big ditch in there that they tend to congregate in.
Those fish ought to be on the herring deal down there by now.
That's what I'm saying. There's a ditch they get into that they'll start in the back in the morning and work their way out by 8:30.
By 8:30, 9 o'clock, 80 foot deep.
That's it.
Stupid.
Yep. South Cove.
Stupid fish. South Cove, yeah.
Take your little droppy shot and your moon eye jig.
Yep.
And
in all seriousness,
you better put some extra line on the reels.
They'll be 60 to 80 foot deep. Unless you decide to go fish for largemouth.
Randy Childers won a tournament down there fishing the dirt.
Oh, they do.
largemouth.
They do that.
I know.
But it's still a little early for that.
Yeah, it is. February.
Yep. But I guess really February is just around the corner if you think about it.
Yeah, like 2 weeks. Man, time clicks away when you have kids.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you, the older it gets, the faster it goes. I don't mind since you feel it's gonna be that easy. Here we go. We're gonna have to get Tim on here. He likes to talk a little smack. I like that.
Tim, it's like Shane said. I've been beat by the best, and I've beat the best. You're just another one of the. You're just another one. I'm not.
Danny Gibson, I fished in the BFL North Carolina this year. Don't really know Kerr. Well, Danny, you better get to know Kerr because I think 3 of the tournaments is up there.
Yeah.
Kerr is.
It gets really big when the wind blows.
Yeah, I don't know what time of year the tournaments are up there, but if you have one in March, you better pray that the wind don't blow. 'Cause if it blows straight down the river, woo boy, the mouth of Nutbush gets big. But it's a really good lake, man. This I hope when you go that you get to go flip the bushes. That's the funnest thing up there to do. Other than that, it's just like anywhere else. And if you don't feel comfortable running a long distance,
take a shaky head. You'll be all right. Get you some points and go to the next one.
I can't go that far, and I have a job. What does that mean?
He can't go up there and practice, so go take a shaky head and
stay around the ramp. I mean, in all seriousness, there's a bridge right behind the takeoff down there. You can sit on that riprap all day long and just go back and forth. There's plenty of fish on it.
They like a little 1.5 square bill up there too.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
All my tournaments I've done good up there has been flipping bushes or topwater.
The one I was talking about was in October when they bite the crankbait a little bit.
In October they bite a pencil popper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What time? We got been on here 49 minutes.
Yeah.
We got to drive home through
the
frozen tundra.
Golly, I hope it's not. Hope we get home before that happens. Too bad.
All right, you guys got any more questions for us tonight?
Yeah, we're going to wrap this thing up. Get home before it freezes up.
We gotta order a fire crawl in today at the store. It'll be in the system tomorrow morning. So come by and get you some fire crawl goodies. Those look so good. I've already told John when he sends you some, he needs to send me some, and he doesn't.
For those of you that don't know, that's a True South.
Swim jig.
You know what that's called?
What?
Killer shad. Good stuff.
Tips on Clark Hill.
When are you going to Clark Hill, Gary?
Throw a gulp crankbait.
Who?
Gulp.
They don't make those anymore.
Well, they're out there to be had.
May 14th, September. May 14th, Danny, like I said, just hope that the water's up in the bushes and you can fish bushes. There'll still be some bass probably spawning then. There'll definitely be a shad spawn and a herring spawn. So you just look for that stuff September 10th and 11th. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's the worst time to be up there. It'll be ultra tough, and the fish will probably be caught deep on a drop shot. If I was just having to throw that out there, just because I'm guessing. All year, plenty of tournaments on Clark Hill.
Yeah. That's such a loaded question.
I mean, I've done really well in some tournaments down there, but every time there again that I've done well in tournaments down there, it's been on topwater. I won the CBC championship down there. I finished second in BFLs twice down there, and everything I caught was on topwater.
Yeah, but topwater's not working now.
No, but if I was going down there to fish right now, not having seen the place, I would go throw a jerkbait in those same places.
There you go.
That's what I would do to start with.
Yep.
There you go. Gulp crankbait still being made. Just got to have the connections.
I wish I knew that connection.
Yeah. Ralph, would you like to indulge?
Yeah, send us a message, Ralph. You probably got 2 customers that'll buy more than likely several $100 worth.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this thing up.
All right.
Guys, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching us on the 1v1. We really, really appreciate it. And guys that come in the store and talk about it, we like to talk about it too. You know, it's I give David a hard time. He gives me a hard time. It's all in good fun. Just to try to keep people interacting with us and keep this thing going so we can all have some fun. But appreciate everybody watching again, and I won't be here next week, but David and hopefully Brandon will be back next week.
Yeah, he should be.
Yep, so get us out of here.
All right, Tim Kelly, trust me, you're on the list in the next couple weeks. Don't you worry. We'll end that real quick. Rusty Hook Live, where our hooks may be rusty, but our points are always sharp. We will see you guys next Monday. We go.
Hey, that guy said send him a PM.